Peace, this is your boy Knowledge and welcome back to my channel. I'm coming at you guys today with some Gungrave G.O.R.E, and today we'll be tackling stage 1. This video is stage 1 tips and tricks and demolition shot overview. So without further ado, let's jump right in. And I'm going to give you guys a synopsis of why this video actually came to be, or how it came to be, pretty much at the end of the mission. And you know, that way you'll get all the information you need. I don't want to be too long-winded on this. So as for the overview portion, and this is going to be tackling patches and overviews as well, the demolition shot overview and patches that they, you know, went over. So first things first, we're going to go into our skills. Now as for your skills, I'm going to go down the line and I'm just going to express to you some of the better moves and some of the moves that you need to have, and some of the tips and tricks that go along with using those moves, because despite this game being the third iteration to the series, or the main series, it still has some things that you really need to know, because it's sort of like, you gotta think about it, it's coming from a PS2 game to a PS4 game, PS5 game, whatever have you, that has, you know, you take into consideration the time frame. So with this, with Canada Doom is really good. It's one of Grave's better hard-hitting melee attacks. It's not good on tracking. Its tracking isn't the best, but it's decent. I do reference a lot of this information in other stages of the playthrough, but like I said, as for stage 1, I'm going over those things because it's my demolition shot overview and all that, and I have to tackle those things. That way there won't be any inconsistency and any hiccups in the information portion where you feel like, so you won't ever feel lost, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about. That so fatal charge is another great move. Fatal charge goes in, and it's one of the moves that you're going to use a lot, or I use a lot in my playthrough, and because it's a great knockdown move. It has good stun, and it takes priority, and like I said, man, it's a great move. You should have it. As for patching this game, Death will improve. The traction on Death Cannon improved too. His dropkick move, it's okay. It's nothing too major, but like I said, if you played the original version, you played the game pre-patch, you would be like, oh yeah, I can tell what they improved. So I'm gonna snatch this up. Death sweep as well. I did reference in earlier videos, or you know what I'm saying, this video is gonna come out beforehand, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be the first one, but the consistency, like I said, this video is for the consistency, and I have to keep reiterating that, because once you see like stage 2 on up, you're gonna be like, oh, I get it, you know what I'm saying. And by the way, yeah, like, and by the way, what? Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna say that part then. Oh man, I'm gonna sit at the end of sit at the end of my chair waiting. Yeah, like it's a bus. But then again, if you're waiting on school bus, you're gonna be like, damn, I really don't even want to be here, bro. let alone sit here waiting on the damn bus to come. Anyway, Power Smash is good. Power Smash has a pretty good hitbox. It didn't decrease, like it stayed fairly the same from pre-patch to post-patch. Now Death Cannon is good overall move. You're probably not going to use it in the later parts of the game. You'll use it more in the beginning because people have less armor. But as of the later parts of the game, like 2/4 of the game, going into the, like getting in the halfway point, nah, you probably ain't gonna use it much. You'll be using your the chain, like your actual grappling hook to pull people to you. You'll use that more often than the actual, you know, finishers. So I'm gonna grab that. These are 2 shield specific techniques that you need to have one particular skill unlocked to actually get these. So I'm gonna jump in here and go down this line real quick. Now as for Fury Time is exactly what it states in the definition. I like to use Fury Time maxed out because as of playing this game, I've learned that your Fury Time is a great technique and it's a great skill, and there's some tricks that you can actually use to implement and keep your beat count on screen and all that kind of stuff, but those things will become apparent to you later on down the line in my playthrough. And the reason I'm not going to mention it now is because I don't see the purpose, because I don't want to give you everything here, you know what I'm saying, because just for the time constraints on the video. I want this first part to be relatively short, you know what I'm saying. Let's say about I don't want to give you a time frame because I don't want to give time out like that, but I want to make sure it stays condensed and it stays on key points, you know what I'm saying. So back on point. As for health, the entirety of my playthrough, let's play, walkthrough, whatever have you, it's not, I'm gonna have like base level health, same way I did my special edition DMC4 video, and that's only because of difficulty. The game's already going to be played on G.O.R.E difficulty, and the game's already going to be hard enough, especially trying to achieve ranks, you know, the grading system and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not worried about health because I'm doing it to challenge myself, you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Now, as for the consistency of the video with demolition shots, they did patch in more demolition shots. Usually in the original version, the first Gungrave and Gungrave Overdose, you only had 2. I mean, please forgive me, you only had 5 stocks, and in this one you get the 8. So that's exactly what we're about to do, for the sake of stage 1 as well, because I want to get this overview portion over so we can transition into the actual stage 1. Because this particular video is going to cover that as well. So we're gonna get that. As for damage levels, I'm probably gonna keep my damage really low. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep my damage, like, for the remainder of the playthrough, my damage is gonna be base level, only because if you max Grave's damage out and actually try to go into the game, like, it's going to be difficult for you to achieve getting your S ranks and stuff like that, getting these high ranks and getting beat count, which is basically the combo meter for Grave and all that. If you played the first 2 games, you already understand that, but in this particular game, it plays into ranking system, and I'll explain the ranking system at the end of the actual stage, as well as what I have plans to do with this particular series. So you get where I'm coming from, because like I said, I want to have this series be action packed and filled with some of everything, but at the same time I want to make sure that I don't go over anything unnecessarily, you know what I'm saying. I don't walk back over myself, because as of filming this particular video, I was, like I said, I state again that I was a little ways through the game, man. Like, I was almost complete the whole series. I was like, yeah, this is about to be ready to upload. I'm hoping everybody enjoys it, all that kind of stuff, you know. But as of like I said, a good ways through, I was like, I was like, dang, I gotta go back and do mission 1 because the audio was trash, you know. And then I didn't get to do my overview portion because I don't want to put out a video and someone like, oh, this is the overview, now here's something else. So I might as well put it in one gift wrap bow, you know what I'm saying. Like, just make a nice present, gift wrap it, put a bow on it, kiss it, give it to you, there you go, you know what I'm saying. Like, oh, it means a lot, yeah, it came from the heart, you know. I don't give people gifts. Well, I'm not I don't worry about it. You don't give people gifts, like, no. No, not at all. You know, I'm a gift, what are you talking about? Give you me, what are you talking about? Come on, baby. Anyway, my bad. Alright, now back on track. I'm just everywhere right now. I had to get my thoughts together for this video. Okay, as for target distance, you need your target distance maxed out. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Because if you don't have that maxed out, then it's like, bro, like, in actually playing the game, like, a lot of your bullets won't hit people and all that, and it's really going to mess up your actual run. You need your shield maxed out as well, because your shield recovery is basically, it's a big point for Grave's combat. He needs this maxed out. He's useless without it, because if Grave doesn't have his shield maxed out, he's basically a bullet sponge. He's just eating damage, and Grave can die relatively quick with this. I mean, in this particular version of the game, because of how, like, beforehand in the original games, you weren't able to increase anything, you know what I'm saying. So in this game, you really do have to take advantage of that, not to mention being on G.O.R.E difficulty, and a lot of people can one-shot you, especially with that little bit of health that I have. And as for his Death Hauler, I'm gonna have it maxed out, just because his melee is good, and you really need that, like, you need that in your arsenal. because he has a lot of good knockdown moves, hard knockdown moves. Now, as of pre-patch, the Storm Barrage shot wasn't good in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It didn't do anything it was claiming it did in the description. In the description, it was basically saying like, oh yeah, you can break the shields, and post-patch, yeah, then it can break shields. Pre-patch, no, it couldn't. It was like you just had a move in your arsenal for nothing. Like you would not, like I would not use this move because it's like I couldn't use it. It was useless. Now, post-patch, yes, it's useful. You catch me using it a handful of times because it looks cool and all that kind of stuff, but outside of that, yeah, it does splash damage to a degree. So, but it's not reliable. So now we're going to transition to the portion of the demolition shots, and I'm going to go over each demolition shot in order, and I might do reference points back to other demolition shots because certain demolition shots have the same characteristics as others. And like I said, as from level 1 demolition shots to level 2 and 3, their damage output changes as well as how they actually function, and depending on where you are in the game, certain demolition shots are useless. So first things first, let's talk about Executioner's Blood. Executioner's Blood is a decent level 1 move. It does good AoE damage, but by the time you meet the second half of the game, so like let's say 2/4 of the game, nah, I take that back, retract that statement, 1/4 of the game. So probably after you start encountering more people with shields and armor, you don't need to have this move because it's basically like you're walking around with nothing. As pre-patch to post-patch, they just added a new camera angle and all that kind of stuff. It just changes back and forth. It just looks cooler, you know what I'm saying? But as a damage output, no, you don't need this move like that. Going into Horror's Quake. Horror's Quake is pre-patch to post-patch. Horror's Quake is basically, it's a great all-arounder. It's a great level 1. You need to walk around with it. It does good splash damage, but it is a close quarters move. So I recommend using this in the beginning of the game as well as 3/4 to the end of the game, because that's when you're going to encounter more Orgmen, heavier hitting enemies, and some bosses that are basically like their attack strings are so long drawn out and they hit you with so many different type of things where they would eat off Grave's armor. You would use Horror's Quake just for extra pip of health back, and it's a quick get off me move, and it's a great move where it's the equivalent of a shotgun. You know what I'm saying? Somebody get in your face, just blam, hit them with it, call it a day. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't cost you anything, it's great for use. So let's pick that up, and I'm going to follow that same suit with pre-patch to post-patch as of referencing, because like I said, from pre to post, there's a lot of things that went on through the patching phase, and like just in the demolition shots of, you know, in the whole purpose of me doing demolition shot overviews, being like, yeah, this is serious. Like you need to know this walking into the, you know, so you can know what to use, what not to use, what happened, what didn't happen. Because if you play the game, cool, great, then you know everything's changed, but to what degree compared to someone that's actually sat down and played the game and experienced it again, like, oh yeah, this is what happened. So as for Hellhound, now I'm going to reference these two things together and I'm going to pick them up as well. Hellhound and Hellfire, they go hand in hand in the sense of Hellhound has great stopping power as well as pushback, and it has a weird startup. So the same thing like with Hellfire. Hellfire has a good distancing, and it has a nice area of effect, like when it's like, you know, and it puts people on fire, you know what I'm saying? But as for Hellhound and Hellfire, they both have two things in common that they patched in. They both have a new reticle, so now you can aim the weapon usually, but like in the pre-patch, you weren't able to aim it. You were just free aiming, and it didn't have any form of a cursor or anything, so you were just hoping and praying that you would hit the guy, you know what I'm saying? But the only downside and the cons to both Hellhound and Hellfire is if you move the camera at any point in time in the startup, you'll mess the move up. And why I say that is because the camera will be sitting on the right of Grave as he would be aiming directly forward, and in doing that, you'll mess yourself up. So when you do it, just keep that in mind. When you cue these particular moves up, don't tilt the camera, bro. Like, don't touch the camera. Just activate the move, let it start, then start sweeping around, doing you. Okay, so now as we cleaned out our level 1s. Now we're jumping on level 2s. Raging Inferno is just a hyped up, amped up version of Hellhound, not Hellhound. His let me look at it. Executioner's Blood. Hellhound is still a good move. I'm not gonna, cause I'm thinking of it as I'm want to go over Raging Inferno. Raging Inferno is the amped up version of Executioner's Blood. It's the better version. Despite people having armor on, it still can go through them and does significant amount of damage. It's just not the best reliable option in certain situations because it's damage output. You know what I'm saying? And especially if you're waiting on, if you're thinking about time, it's not that go-to move. It's literally like, I need to hurry up and, you know what I'm saying? So, but as a pre-patch to post-patch, it really didn't change much outside of getting the extra camera angle on it, making you see who all you're hitting and all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, it's been around. It has pretty good range. Just be mindful that if you're not in close proximity to certain enemies that are, let's say, above you, like I'm talking about like literally standing above you, then move may or may not hit. So take that in mind. Now, as for Doom's Reign is a pretty good move. It improved from pre-patch to post. It went from they really just changed a lot of the camera angles of some of these moves, and like it gives you that effect of like, oh, it's so cool. But in essence, this move, it's good for bosses, yes, it's good for certain enemies that don't have armor, and it's good for those guys that are far off. Now, as for using this particular technique, it should not be used at all mid to close range because it's dumb. It has no splash damage. It's not going to knock out multiple guys. You use this particular move just for bosses and just for enemies far off. Outside of that, that's all I got to say about that one. Now, as for Graveyard it didn't improve from pre to post. It didn't change anywhere, shape, form, or fashion. Not anything that I've seen. As of playing all the way up to now, like, I haven't noticed any changes in it. It is reliable in the tactical use, but as for using it as offensive, using it offensively, it's not reliable. It should not be used offensively, unless you're trying to jump in and do barrage combos and stuff like that and get your beat count up. But outside of that, you can't, combo it no type of way. You can't exit it using Fury Time, and you cannot do any demolition shots in it, during it to take advantage of the slowdown. So it's basically just for strategic movement. It's literally like you see something coming that you can't dodge, activate it, get the hell out the way, just start back shooting them. Stay on the offensive, but just be mindful of how the move actually works. Now, going into the strongest and best moves of Graves' arsenal, his Demolition Shots level 3. All Graves' Demolition Shot level 3 costs 3, but more importantly, Speedfall, the king of the Demolition Shots, the best move you got, your hard hitting one, in my eyes, is one of the best Demolition Shots Graves has. It has this dope animation where it plays out. I use it a lot in my videos, and it's one of the most reliable level 3 Demolition Shots. And the only reason why that is because it has a great hitbox on it, and it cleans enemies out, and it's like a laxative for them. It's like, nah, you're done, get up. You're finished, get out of there. So yes, if I would recommend any speed shot, if I would recommend any demolition shots, I'd be like, yeah, you should bring Speedfall with you, which I'm probably going to do for this particular video. So now, as from post-patch to pre-patch for these particular demolition shots, Death Drive is an overall sweeper move. It's going to go in, clean, clean house and get out. But the thing is, with this particular move, it only works best against certain enemies that are positioned against a wall. That way they can take additional damage with the actual attack, like motion that Grave takes, you know what I'm saying, or Beyond the Grave, and I'm going to reference Grave as Beyond the Grave in this game. because that's who he is. He's not Brandon Heat, because Brandon Heat is exactly who he is, Brandon Heat. So, but just so you can understand that later on down the line, because I am going to reference him at times as his alter self, basically his more matured self, or his different self, his other self. You know what I'm saying? But back on the demolition shots, Death Drive isn't reliable in certain instances, because if you miss, then you just flew past people, and then this move has a bad knack for missing enemies. So if they're not strategically placed before you, then you shouldn't really use it. But it is a good rush down, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're doing a S rank run and you're trying to get through the level fairly quick, you can use it to sweep past enemies and get to the next corridors and all that kind of stuff, so you can keep your progress going, you know what I'm saying? But as for patches and all that, like, man, that move was good, like pre-patch and post-patch. It just had the move itself has its own downfalls. So now we're gonna move on to Death Sentence. Bruh, I'm gonna tell you like this: the Flesh Pillar 9000 is one of the cooler moves and one of the coolest looking moves Grave has in his arsenal, because Death Sentence is amazing. Just how it starts up, it just makes you feel like, yeah, I'm about to blast you with this freaking, you know what I'm saying, unibeam, that kind of thing. But the downsides to Death Sentence is, it's literally like, it's one of those things that has a little glitch that pops up every time, and in specific areas. It doesn't happen, well, I'll take that back. It doesn't happen all the time. It happens at specific times, where it's like these chains would protrude, they'll shoot out from Grave. Like, it's not anything that affects the game, bro. It's just a personal gripe that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, when I'm trying to make him look cool, I'm like, that's the last thing I need is some weird crap to happen and have him look like an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, the pre-patch, the Death Sentence move, they claimed in the actual footnotes for the patches that they claimed that the move drug out. The move did not drag out. The move drug out because it had no hit detection, no hit stun. It was basically like, go back and play Afro Samurai on PS3, and like when Afro would actually attack people, you would hear the swish and then the swash and this, that, and the other thing, and the sound effects or the audio cues of the sword, but you would hear there wasn't any meatiness, there wasn't any crunch, and there wasn't any bite to any of the moves. What is basically like, you would feel cool, you would look cool doing the move, but you would hear none of the, like hit detection, the sound cues. So that's what Death Sentence suffered from. It basically, you would shoot this laser beam of sound or whatever have, polarized light or whatever have you, and you would hear nothing. Like, yeah, obviously, because it's sound and light. But the point I'm making is, like, when you're like gliding it over the enemies, you would hear nothing. So you're like, so what is it doing? I don't even see his, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see his health going down, but you get where I'm coming from? In a game like this game is primarily audio and sound, you know what I'm saying? So in certain stages, I won't talk as much, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, sometimes the audio will drown you out. That's why I had to constantly mess with the actual master volume and the background music and all that kind of stuff before actually filming these episodes. And that's one of the reasons why I came back to do mission or stage 1, because those are the things that became apparent later on in the series as I progressed, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, as for pre to post, Death Sentence had some flaws in it. A lot of the flaws, like it dragging out, the beam doesn't drag out as long, so its time frame on is like, it's a little bit less than it was in the beginning. Like, let's say if you shot the damn beam and it lasted 25 seconds in the pre-patch, it lasts 15 now. You know what I'm saying? Those are rough estimates and numbers, but those aren't accurate numbers, but I'm giving you a understanding, you know what I'm saying? So that's that. This, like I said, they posted the sound and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they fixed the sound. It looks cool, it plays out, looks good, it does a little hit detection and all that kind of stuff. It could have sounded cooler, but those are little small gripes for me. But it's still an overall good demolition shot. It doesn't help you in the later parts of the game because the beam has a specific distance. So that's why I would always pick Speedfall over that particular move. You know what I'm saying? So That's really why. But this Death Sentence is great for bosses. It's great for focusing your shots on bosses. I do have parts there coming up. There's basically like, you would see, I'm not going to go into constantly referencing different things that I've already did, because I don't want to deter you from being like, damn, well, you know what I'm saying, like I want you to be able to enjoy this, enjoy the understanding and the information that I'm giving you about the overview of the demolition shots, what was patched, what wasn't, what was fixed, and just giving you the best amount of information possible, especially if you're wanting to play this game, or at least play the trilogy. You know what I'm saying? So you can at least know what you're getting into. You know what I'm saying? And plus that, this is really to go over like some of the specific type of I've only seen like 2 YouTubers in my eyes that I really like the game. One brother and one other guy, one other cat. You know what I'm saying? He went in really in depth with it, and that's what I like. And he really gave out some good information on a lot of different things. But overall, like I said, if you're looking to pick this up, I want you to be able to understand that. So let's get Death Sentence. Now, as for Bloody Rain is cool. Well, it used to be Bloody Rain. They patched the name. I believe it was I know it's Blood Rain now, but I'm so used to calling it Bloody Rain, and I know I called it that for a reason. But Bloody Rain pre-patch, bro, this move was garbage, like garbage, bro. Like if you would see it in the trash, you'd be like, don't touch it. Just leave it. Just tie it up and throw it away. You know what I'm saying? Now post-patch is better because it has this dope little cutscene that they want it to play out. And like the missiles do actually do the damage you're anticipating on them doing, but pre-patch, this move was not reliable. I would basically bring it, I'd be like, I would purposely bring this move because I thought it was gonna be something awesome and excellent. That's why I waited to buy it. You know what I'm saying? I waited to purchase this move. Get the move and it's trash. And obviously to your understanding, like it was very discouraging. So pre-patch, it was garbage. Post-patch, it's better. It's more reliable for bosses. And then even with bosses, there's certain occasions where you should hit specific bosses with this move because it boxes them in. But this move is not good for multiple individuals or nothing, because like certain demolition shots, when you hit them with it, you want them to die, bro. You don't want them to be getting back up like, oh damn, that was one hell of a shot. That was a serious light show. You know, that kind of stuff. It ain't like, nah, bro, we ain't going to a rave party. I'm trying to kill everybody. What the heck? And I hope you're not going to rave parties killing you. I'm done talking about this. You don't want nobody to be stupid, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're living in that time now. Never mind. He's got to let people know, like, hey, don't be stupid. Don't be stupid. Like, don't be dumb. Okay, now we're done with that portion. We're gonna walk right to this particular section. Now, this is Beyond the Grave. This is your boy Brandon Heat. Beyond the Grave he's balanced. I would take Grave in every mission possible. Brandon Heat plays a great role in like in certain missions because like he's very versatile. He's nimble. You know what I'm saying? He can jump around and run faster than Grave and all that. His melee is trash though. And his demolition shots are reliable to a degree. He has 2 AoEs as well as a speedfall lookalike. But like I said, that's Brandon Heat in a nutshell. You know what I'm saying? He is still good. He can destroy shields without actually having to try. He can shoot those little gun torrents down with normal shots. So Brandon Heat has some perks to playing him. He just has some downsides as well. Now, we will be running this particular stage 1 with Beyond the Grave. I'm going to probably run it in his OG outfit. But the difference is these guns that I'm going to use are his special guns, and I'm using it for this first stage simply because it's to get you an understanding of, man, listen, once you play on G.O.R.E difficulty and you're trying to get S ranks, yeah, it's best for you to play with these guns because they have a higher rate of fire. They will keep you a good combo, and I'm going to show you neat tips and tricks to actually keep your beat count on screen, and you will find those things out later on in my other videos. I'm not going to reference them here because I believe I've already referenced plenty of things in this video, let alone in other videos, that I would want you to pick up those nuggets when you get there. If you get there. Hopefully you get there. But if you don't get there, They're there for somebody who wants to get there. You feel me? So I'm gonna take these. By the way, these guns are simply cosmetic. They don't do anything special, fancy. They don't make nothing. They don't do nothing. They just look different. That's it. You know, I prefer the O2 guns and OD Graves guns. Ronin is dope. They just look fresh, but they're just reskin of his OG guns. But that's neither here nor there. So we're gonna jump in with the golds. The Evo Death Hauler is the Death Hauler we will be using in this particular stage and mission. And in specific missions down the line, I will be using it and reference it later on, but that's neither here nor there. And I'll just snatch it up right here. Like I said, these Death Haulers, they look amazing to me. Especially OD Graves is one of the dopest ones. And I really like O2 just because of how it looks very... never mind, I'm not even going to. So, I'm going to snatch those up. I'm going to go over here and set my demolition shots for this particular stage. So, I'm going to get Speedfall. Let's do Raging Inferno. And Bloody Rain. Not Blood, put Blood Rain up here. And what else? For craps and giggles, let's do Executioner's Blood. So we do that. Jump in here. Get out of there. And cue this up. I'm going to let these cutscenes play out. And I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright. So with this, I'm gonna be relatively quick. The Evo Death Hauler increases your blast stocks really quick. And the Evo guns, like I said, have a higher rate of fire. I don't recall the beat count for this level, but we'll find out in a moment. That's one of the things that happens as well. The camera gets hot sometimes. Now, post-patch or pre-patch, they didn't have a rapid fire capability in this game. That's brand new. So yeah. And you just press down on the D-pad to activate it. The only reason I'm playing a game like this as well is because, like I said, by this particular point, I'm so far in the actual series, I'm literally like, yeah, bro, I can afford to. Actually, tackling this first boss coming up, it has it's basically like a Metal Gear. It's the equivalent of like the gun tank from Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, and it's like it has little drones that come out after you do a certain amount of damage on it. So be mindful of that. The bossing is no way, shape, form, or fashion difficult. Come here, boy.
Grave, door の方へ。シールド持ってんじゃない。
Alright, back off. Alright, this is good enough time. The only reason why I keep using the rapid shot is because it goes into my beat dance quicker. It's the most tactical way to use it, outside of having to mash the buttons, because I don't see the purpose. You gotta hold this heat. So again, I reiterate, and I'm being for real, bro. Like, whatever you see me doing in this first part, like, believe me, dog, like, it took time for me to learn all the techniques and all the tricks that you see me do right now. Like, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I'm allowing it to be unspoken because I'm not going to reference it. I'm going to let you, you know what I'm saying? I don't see the purpose in telling you right now because it's that cool. It's like, once you find out, you'll be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So this is one of those bosses. I'm going to set this up and I'm going to shut them down. If you destroy the legs, you'll prevent it from walking around and moving. So be mindful of that. I want to keep my health relatively high. Wrong move. But it's better than nothing. And he will try to rush you down too if you're in his way. So I'm gonna try to take these legs out real quick. Make him look stupid. And I'm gonna end him with speed fall. Nah, let me look good, boy. Hit you with that 3-piece. Alright, and that concludes my demolition shot overview, tips and tricks, and patches. So, in closing, to go over everything real quick, man, this particular playthrough I made with you guys in mind. This particular, because I know a playthrough, walkthrough, let's play, they all have a similar definition, but they all do sort of the same things. But I digress. The point I'm making with this particular video is it's supposed to be informative and to go back over my first stage 1 and to make sure my stage 1 is the best version of itself than it has to be, you know what I'm saying? Because the original stage 1 was trash to me. I didn't get my audio the way I wanted it to. I wanted to give you guys a Demolition Shot overview, giving you information on what's actually going on in the game, the patches as well, and you know, like what actually went on in the downside. I mean, on the low side of the pre-patch portion, as well as the elevated post-patch voice, voice. Like Sylvester Tweety, never mind, bro. Anyway, that, as well as give you some tips and tricks in actually how to use some of these moves and what's going to happen and how the game functions now. I will be going over stages. This is the portion, and I'm going to tell you, like, this is what I was going to tell you at the beginning of the video. I'm going to go over like specific stages, bro, where it's like, and get S ranks on them, because like I said, as of the beginning of the playthrough, you'll probably see a lot of certain, you know, you'll see me talking about it, you know what I'm saying? You'll see me going over there talking about how I feel about the game, going over there talking about just different stages and all that kind of stuff. And I really don't want to touch on those different things. I really don't want to change those different things, because I feel like that's what gave life and flavor to the playthrough, to the walkthrough, to the let's play. So me making this video is, like I said, it's for stage 1, it's for the overview, and it's to reiterate and let you guys know that's why I'll be referencing certain things to, you know, later on in the missions and all that kind of stuff. So yes, take in mind, if you watch this, when you watch this particular video, yeah, that's why the next ones after this is like, I have different things to talk about, because this is made at later on in the middle compared to those videos made at the beginning. I will be going over certain missions, like I said, and getting S ranks on them, because, you know, by that time I feel like it's warranted, and I feel like you guys will enjoy it, because like I said, who doesn't want to see that freaking golden S sitting up there? I hope you don't want to see no golden S, like, you know. But you know, and you can see clearly my art score is over 9,000. No, it's exactly 9,000. Yeah, come on. If it's 9,000, then you have the potential to go over it anyway. But dang, that's a lot of 9s. Anyway, the point I'm making is, like I said, I'm gonna do an S rank run. Well, not an S rank, complete S rank run, but I will be doing S ranks on specific missions and all that kind of stuff. You'll see them when they get up there, because I feel like you guys deserve it, and I feel like I deserve it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I put a lot of good time and effort into a lot of those videos, and I was like, dang, man, you know, my viewers, the people subscribe, all my subscribers, all the people that actually watch my channel, like, you deserve, like, if you're going to watch this content, you deserve to see that S rank. You deserve to see me put that effort in and achieve that, so you can see that and be like, oh yeah, I enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not only was the stage cool, I got to see that at the end, because that's the whole payout. You know what I'm saying? But be mindful, like, in no way, shape, form, or fashion is achieving these S ranks easy. I was telling my brother earlier, and I'm gonna end the video in a moment. I was telling my brother earlier that it's a darn shame where it's like you have to unlock specific things, same thing like with Evil Death Hauler and the special guns, just so you can have a taste of achieving S rank. Because had I not got the Evil Death Hauler or the evil guns, I wouldn't have most likely maintained that beat count. It would have been very difficult, and I wouldn't have got out as fast, because the beat count plays into you getting your blast stocks, plays into you getting your building up your demolition shots, so you can actually use those moves, constantly progress and move forward. In truth, that's why you have to play through these stages a handful of times, especially taking all the new techniques and tips and tricks and using that as an amalgamation of information, and just putting that all into itself and sewing that all in your head, you know what I'm saying, and being like, okay, I have to use specific demolition shots at specific times, become certain demolition shots play out certain, longer than others, and I'm thinking about ranks and all that kind of stuff. That's the only thing I don't like about the ranking system in this game, because it's just unnecessary. It gives you replayability, yes, but it's not refined to the point where it's like, for example, like I got out this mission specifically, I got out this mission in 9 minutes and 33. So if I would had to do an S rank run, all I gotta do is get 8 minutes. I bet you looking like, oh, that's easy. Like, yeah, but if you don't know what I know to do that, you wouldn't do that. You feel me? Like, you wouldn't know that, oh, you have to use these guns. You wouldn't know, oh, you have to use these tactics. You didn't know you had to use this, you know what I'm saying? That was the whole purpose of this video. Not to be like, oh, I know more than you. Like, nah, that's, not even close. If that's what, it's the equivalent like a woman. It's like, if that's what you thought, you're wrong. You're really far off. You know what I'm saying? I did it because of, just for the sheer joy of making content. 1, 2, making the best videos that I possibly can. 3, making sure you get an understanding. That's the only reason, one of the main reasons why I went back over making this particular stage 1, so everyone can have an understanding of why this stage 1 exists compared to the original. I'm not going to post the original. The original wasn't good. It was good to me, but it wasn't as good as I would like it to be. And a lot of the sound effects get drowned out, but that's neither here nor there. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I'm hoping you guys, have a great time with me walking through this series. I got plenty more stuff coming up for you guys. And yeah, man, that's about it. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please leave some comments. Let me know how you guys feel about the series, feeling about everything that I post. And yeah, so I can continue to grow my channel and prosper and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Keep everything going so you guys can enjoy this, because this is the kind of content I like, and this is the kind of content I like to play. And not just this game specifically. I got other stuff that, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna talk about it, but yeah. But yeah, man, just do that, comment, subscribe, and make sure you like the videos, and let's get that algorithm popping, you know what I'm saying, so this can get out to all the individuals that want to see it, compared to the people that just like, oh, I just want to watch it, you know what I'm saying, because I'm not gonna act like, oh, everybody, like, yeah, because everything's not for everybody. Elsewise, we'd be all doing the same thing. So without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you guys are having a good day. If you're not having a good day, start now. Now's a good time to start. Y'all stay having a blessed day, and peace. Positive energy activates constant elevation. Peace.